Hey Algebra 2, and welcome to our final video of the 2019-2020 school year. Congrats to all you guys, you made it through. Thank you so much for your hard work during this quarantine time, and I missed you guys a bunch since we started this whole Corona break. So without further ado, let's get right into it and go over kind of the wrap up of our rationals unit. Okay, and the last thing I would ask you guys to do with rationals is to solve. Okay, so we've simplified rationals like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Then we went into multiplying and dividing rationals a couple weeks ago. Last week was adding and subtracting, and then now finally we're solving. If we were in class, this whole thing would take like 2 weeks and not 4, but you know how that goes. So anyways, when we're solving rationals, there's kind of 4 steps to success. They're going to be pretty similar to adding and subtracting. We got to factor our denominators when we can. Okay, so we got to start by factoring the denominators. Then we got to make all the denominators the same. We do that through multiplication, okay? Then we got to drop our denominators. We can just drop them all together once they all match. And then we combine our like terms, CLT, combine like terms, and we can go ahead and solve. So I have 2 examples I want to go through here, so let's get right into it. All right, the first thing you're going to notice is I have 2/3 plus 3 over 3x minus 6 equals 5 over x minus 2. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is factor that I can, and I'm gonna rewrite. Can't factor 2/3, that comes down. Okay, and I'm gonna add some space in here and you'll understand why in a second. So I'm gonna add 2/3 over here. This can factor 3x minus 6, that factors into 3 times x minus 2, all over 3, and that equals, well, we can't factor x minus 2. That stays down here, and we have the 5 up top. So I did my factoring. Step 1 is done. Step 2, I gotta make all the denominators the same. I gotta get them to match. This has an x minus 2, but it's missing a 3. Okay, so I'm gonna multiply this by 3 over 3. So that way I give the bottom a 3. And if I'm gonna give the bottom a 3, I gotta give the top a 3. Now you might notice here, I have an x minus 2, this has an x minus 2, this has a 3, but not an x minus 2. So on this side, I gotta multiply by x minus 2 over x minus 2. Okay, I'm gonna do that multiplication and rewrite it right here. So now I multiply this, bink, bink. I have 2x minus 4 all over 3 times x minus 2 plus, didn't change this one. It had everything we needed. So 3 over x minus 2 all over 3. Okay. And that equals 3 times 5 is 15 over 3 times x minus 2. Awesome. So there, all of our steps. We went here, we factored to get to here. Now we did some multiplication, so that way all the denominators are the same. Now we can talk about step 3. Let me grab the eraser. Now that we have the bottoms the same, we can go to step 3, which is to totally drop these denominators. So I'm going to do that right here. Bink, bink, bink. I can totally drop the denominators if they're the same. Okay, and that just leaves me with the tops. So my new expression turns out to be 2x minus 4 plus 3 equals 15. Okay, I can now solve that by combining like terms and solving. It's going to give me, I'm running out of room, but hopefully you guys can see this. 2x minus 1 equals 15. Add 1, add 1. I'll bring it up here, and that would give me 2x equals 16, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 8. That's how you would actually solve for this. Okay, so I'm going to erase this real quick and let's go to our second example. Once again, as you guys go through this, make sure you're pausing, rewinding, taking notes. Okay, I got my second example here. This one's a bit more complicated. Thank you to my lovely wife for recording me. I know she's just as excited for you guys as you guys for the math year to end, because I don't know how much she enjoys making these videos, but I couldn't ask for a more attractive camera girl, I'll tell you that much. All right, so here we go. X squared minus 4x minus 12, and I have 2x over that, 4 over x minus 6, 6 over x plus 2. So the first thing I gotta do, step one, I gotta factor. This guy factors, it comes down, 2x over x minus 6, x plus 2, plus, well, we can't factor that bottom, so 4 over x minus 6, and I'm gonna leave some room, you'll see why. And 6 over x plus 2. So really the only one I can factor is this guy. Okay, now I need the bottoms to match. I need everything, because you go off your biggest one. So this is my biggest one, it has the most. So this has an x minus 6, this has an x minus 6, this needs an x minus 6. So I'm gonna multiply this guy by x minus 6 over x minus 6. Okay, now I'll use a different color. This has an x plus 2. This has an x plus 2. This needs an x plus 2. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 2 over x plus 2. Okay, now I got to do all that multiplication. I'm going to go ahead and multiply all this in black. I didn't change anything up top here. This stays once again. 2x over x minus 6, x plus 2, plus, well, multiply, 4x plus 8, all over x minus 6, x plus 2, and that equals, multiply, 6x minus 36, all over x plus 2, x minus 6. Cool. X plus 2, x minus 6, x plus 2, x minus 6, x plus 2, x minus 6. The bottoms all match. We can get rid of those. So we can totally get rid of those now. I'm just going to cross them out for the sake of us. I'm going to erase some of this stuff up here, and we'll start step 4, which is combining like terms and solving. Well, if I cross out all the bottoms here, that just leaves me with 2x plus 4x plus 8 equals 6x minus 36. Multi-step equation, okay? And this will lead us to a good example. I have 6x plus 8 equals 6x minus 36. Okay, you might notice like something's kind of funky here. Yeah, because if I subtract 6x from both sides, I get 8 equals negative 36. Can 8 ever equal negative 36? No, this is a no solution. That's why I included it here, because every once in a while with these, you'll run into a no solution type of equation. Okay, for the most part, they'll work out like we did the first problem, but here this gives you the steps of the process and the potential situation where you get into a no solution. Anyways, that's the last of our rationals unit. Make sure you guys are going through this, rewinding, slowing down if I'm going too fast. Always hit that pause button if you need it. Last worksheet, last quiz. Please make sure you get all your assignments in by June 15th. June 15th is the last day I'm accepting assignments, because I got to go back, I got to grade them, I got to get them in the grade book, and then I got to submit your final grades by the 19th. Okay, so June 15th, that's next Tuesday. Okay, make sure you guys get all that stuff in. Miss you guys a bunch. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe out there.